There you go. Okay.
Okay, perfect. So yes, hi, thank you, Sharon. My name is Sonia Rosa, and I'm a CPA. I have the business. I help business owners with their finances, with accounting, tax planning, and CFO services. And today I would like to talk to you a little bit about business framework structure and how to build with success. Disclaimer, by any means, this is legal advice or financial advice of any kind. It's just some general guidelines to help you run your business better. And the first ones I want to talk to you guys about is about commitment. You got to be committed to your business finances. Like keep a close eye on them, learn about them, because it's all an integral part and everything ties together. Yes, you're very good at what you do, your services or your products, but then you have to also pay attention to your finances, because guess what? Without one, there's not the other. Also about business structure, your entity. And I want to make a clarification with the LLC, because an LLC is a legal entity. It's not a tax entity. As an LLC, you can be sole proprietor, you can be a corporation, you can be a partnership. It all depends. Also, it's very important that you get your federal ID number. You don't even have to have a business name for it. You can just go to the IRS website and get it for free. Just with your name, you can have a federal tax ID number, because with that federal tax ID number, one, you use it for many forms, especially when you are doing freelance work. And for your banking, it's very important for you to have a business bank account. And to have a business bank account, you need a federal ID number. Again, also, your business bank account is important because anything you want to show about your business, it all will be there. It will not be come and go with your personal finances, your personal expenses. Everything that has to do with the business, it should go in and out of that business bank account. And you can have separate accounts, even more. You can have one for your revenue. You can have one for your operating expenses. You can have another one where it will be your owner's pay. You can have one for taxes, to be putting all those transactions, all those monies aside, I'm sorry. Also, with a business bank account, when you're gonna apply for different funding that your business might need, they're gonna require you that. They're not gonna send any money. Like for example, with these PPP loans that have been going on since last year, you have to have a business bank account to receive funds like that. Because I heard recently of a lady, she has a good business making multiple six figures, and she was using a personal bank account, and she requested PPP funds, and they went to her personal bank account. The bank sent back to SBA about half of it, and now she has a complete mess. That is not a good thing for you to have. So keep things separate. If you need to use your personal money, just document it or deposit it or transfer it into your business bank account, and then go from there. Then Sharon was talking about insurance, the different types of insurance you might need for your business. And she talked about professional liability, but one that I see a lot also that is important is errors and omissions, especially when you are delivering services. Also, that she talked based on it is the cybersecurity when you're dealing with with other business or other people's personal information. That's very important because there's a lot of attacks, a lot of hackers out there, and you want to be protected. Also, see if you might need renter's insurance, if you have a brick and mortar and you are renting, or you run your business for your house, you have equipment, so for your renting, you need on those type of insurance. Also, your bookkeeping, your record keeping, that is very important. You should never neglect that and start doing it from the start. You can do it in very simple ways. You can use a spreadsheet if you like. You can just use a notebook. I mean, different softwares that are very simple and inexpensive. You can track. Also on Google Docs, they have tools there to start tracking, because how do you know where you're standing? How do you know how your business is doing? Don't just wait until tax time to gather everything and say, oh, I didn't know I lost money, or how come I spent so much on supplies or materials or subscriptions. Get a good handle on your bookkeeping from the beginning. I know in the beginning it's very hard. You don't have the resources to pay somebody, but there are many free courses, free resources where you can learn, or you can just consult. Hire a professional once a quarter, twice a year. Hey, take a look at my business and my books and let me know how I'm doing. Where can I improve? And then go from there. But don't wait. A lot of small business, they just wait until tax time to get everything together, and that's not recommendable. That's part of the commitment that I talked to in the beginning. And as your business grow, you gotta start doing some tax planning, because let's face it, nobody wants to give IRS a big fat check at tax time of your hard-earned money. So you got to plan before you receive that money. And that's where then you definitely need professional help and start planning, and then also see if you need to start making estimated tax payments, because again, IRS, they like their money upfront. They don't like to wait. If you don't make them, they even penalize you. And then like I said, as your business grows, you got to see different tax strategies to minimize your tax liability and keep more of your hard-earned money and reinvest in the business and pay yourself. So that's all I have for now. If you guys have any questions, you can reach out to me. This is my email address, sonia@soniarosallc.com, and here's my website, and give it back to Sharon. Thank you.
Hi, this is Kendra Burns from Talking Forests. I am here today to talk about the evolution of knowing your worth and why it matters in business. Sharon gave a great savings perspective, and Sonia gave a great perspective on accounting, the type of business you can have, and why you need to have that savings to really do the best you can in business. And I am going to empower you all to do what's best in your business, since I've definitely had a hard time the past 5 years. I've been knocked down several times with different things that have come up, and so I'm going to try to empower you to jump through them like I have. Okay, running your business with intention. When you start your business, evaluate your own worth and what you're willing to give, because you can give yourself away and burn out. Burnout is probably the worst thing that's happened to me. It's happened to me in several different ways. So how do you evaluate yourself? Well, kind of like a resume or like a LinkedIn account. Write out a list of your education, awards, certifications, and experience, and decide whether you're going to be an hourly rate package deal per month or a project-based or all of the above, because it kind of depends on the client and the budget that they have. And in the marketing industry, and especially niched into industries that are behind, they don't have the budget. So you have to have that conversation with them, and maybe you've had that conversation with them 6 months ago. Follow back up and see if they can work with you, see if they have the budget to work with you. But if you go to them knowing what you're worth, your education, your accolades, everything that you list out, and you go, I am worth this, you can negotiate and get to that rate that will work best for both of you. Contracting with words that matter. Words matter in contracts. I learned that the hard way, and I've learned that in good ways. When you start your business, you are worth money, so you no longer have to work for free. I've been volunteering my entire life. I still choose to volunteer, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to volunteer to give you my network. I'm not going to volunteer to do social media when now I'm an expert at it, and I can do it for you at a consulting rate that actually works for us, and mutually I will be passionate to work for you. Contracting with an employee or an employer, explain your worth. Be careful with free consultations and limit the time to 30 minutes. People will take your time if you don't do this. Know your state laws and write contracts with intentions to protect yourself. Situations that scared me to empower business owners. Someone has tried to not send me a 1099. I was a sole proprietor, and I also had what Sonia explained earlier, EIN/TIN number. And I chose that because I protect my social security number. As we were taught, our mothers told us to not have your social security number in your wallet. So why would you share it openly, even with contractors or clients? So I chose the EIN, and I went to go ask for my 1099. I gave a W-9, which is how you start the process, just like when you go to a job and you do the W-4 and then they give you the W-2. Same thing, but this is just a little bit different. And you can have that number and be a sole proprietor or a single LLC, and they still are required. In my state, it's $600 a year is the limit. So if someone pays me $600 or more, they are required to do a 1099 and give that to me. Even if someone argues with you about not having your social number, you can say, yeah, I have a TIN, that's the same thing. You can use that number. Adding onto a contract without me knowing, and I had to contract again. So whenever someone does something like, okay, for example, I've contracted Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Then they wanted YouTube. Then they wanted TikTok, for example. Do not do that work and add that on without contracting again with that in your services. Reducing your rate without reducing your workload. That's a very slippery slope. I have actually done this before where I have reduced the money that I was getting for the same workload, and it really hurt me because I no longer cared about the work I was doing. Having a sense of purpose has saved me. So knowing what I'm worth, knowing my purpose, and knowing what I can offer people has really helped me go, no, that's not okay. And you can tell people that this is the contract, this is what we signed for. If you want to add anything, it's going to be this. And I happen to put $50 an hour for that extra work, or we put in the entire contract again. Or you can amend a contract even and put in, okay, I'll do YouTube as well. We're going to add this rate, and negotiate. Always negotiate. And yes, as the photo in this slide says, it's uncomfortable. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but you need to seek that support and expect that to be a change. And the personal defense is you negotiating and going, well, I'm worth this. And if you're not willing to pay me, then we're not going to contract. Or if you're not willing to pay me to do YouTube, which is extra on top of my social media services, we're not going to do that for you, because you can't do that without burning out. So living outside your comfort zone is basically business. That's how every day that I roll, and it's hard. Boundaries in business. I'm reading the book called Boundaries, When to Say Yes, How to Say No to Take Control of Your Life by Dr. Henry Cloud and John Townsend. Workers who take too much on that isn't theirs, that they are not passionate about especially, will eventually burn you out. Workers need to know what they can do and what they cannot do and draw those boundaries clearly. You can even do this in your own career where you work. I've had 10 years of 10 different jobs my entire life, in and out of offices for different reasons, finances, human resources, policy. And when I wasn't drawing my boundaries, I would burn out at the end of the day. And maybe that's why I started drinking coffee when I was 25. But this is me speaking in Edelweiss Lodge in Germany, and I am very good at LinkedIn, and I would love to see your business grow. So we have opening doors with LinkedIn on our website. And some of the empowerment that I've talked about today, we also talk about here, and we can show you how to build your profile to get those kind of people that respect your boundaries in business. So Talking Forest is here for you. This is all the links I have, and we have a podcast. So let us know how we can help you. Message us, go into one of our programs, comment on our posts. And I was really excited to do this empowering presentation for you all today. Thank you. Any questions?
Well, thank you, Kendra. That was very informative.
Yes, thank you. And thank you both ladies. Excuse me. I hope that this has been beneficial and empowering to some military spouses that might be looking to start their own business. Please reach out to myself with Fortress Financial or Sonia or Kendra if you have any further questions. Thank you.
Thank you.